Boogeyman Ben.
Hey everyone, it's Boogeyman Ben. Hope everyone's doing well and everyone had a great day. Today's video is going to be a tribute of sorts to director David Fincher. Of course, he has a new movie coming out tomorrow, Gone Girl, starring Ben Affleck, which is his most recent film. It's his first new film in nearly 3 years. So I'm really excited about this movie coming out. Not only is Gone Girl coming out this weekend, but we also have the horror film Annabelle. So I have two films that I will be seeing in the theater this weekend. But what I thought I'd do tonight is go through and rank David Fincher's films. Now, I've seen all of his films. He's one of my favorite directors of all time. I love the guy. I think he just is a fabulous filmmaker. And I have all of his films, and I just want to do a really quick ranking. So I hope everyone looks forward to this video. Please stay tuned. So starting with the 9th film in Fincher's filmography, I have it part of the Alien quadrilogy, but it is going to be Alien 3. Now this film is one that I was disappointed in when I first saw it, and I really don't hold that to any fault of David Fincher. There's so many problems with Alien 3, and I think most of it has to do with the story. I just wasn't a big fan of the story. After, the first two Alien movies, which that's a whole different subject, but they are two of my favorite horror sci-fi films of all time. But those films are fantastic, and I just felt like this film was such a downer. It just was a really depressing film, and I think that Sigourney Weaver was good in it, and I think Fincher's direction was great in it, but I just even after, watching it many more times since I first watched it back in 1992, I still have just never really warmed up. It's just not a great film, and like I said, I hold that to no fault of David Fincher. I think he did the best he could, but he's washed his hands of this film and never talks about it, and I think it's just because of all the shit he got when he was filming it, and of course, when it came out and people weren't happy with it after, it followed Alien and Aliens, which were so popular. So yeah, number 9 on my list is Alien 3. Number 8 on my list is Panic Room, which came out in 2002, starring Jodie Foster and Kristen Stewart, Forrest Whitaker, and Jared Leto. Like I said, none of Fincher's films, in my opinion, are bad, but if I had to rank them, this is the way I'm going to rank them. And I like Panic Room a lot. I think it's one of Jodie Foster's best films. I really like the story, and actually, when I saw this, I was really impressed with Kristen Stewart. I thought she did a great job. I felt like in this movie, she really carried her own against Jodie Foster, who was a seasoned veteran by the time this film came out. And you got Forrest Whitaker, Jared Leto, Dwight Yoakam. They're all fantastic in this film. Absolutely love it. It's, like I said, it might be number 8 on my list, but I still think it's a pretty fantastic film. And I remember seeing it opening weekend with my wife, who was my fiance at the time, and we loved it. Nothing bad to say about it. Just not my favorite Fincher film, but it's still a damn good one. So number 8 is Panic Room. Number 7 is Curious Case of Benjamin Button. But I really like this film a lot. I think it's beautifully shot. It's a really interesting story. I think all the performances in it. I think Brad Pitt is fantastic in it. I think Cate Blanchett is fantastic. And the special effects are amazing. Just showing Benjamin age, start as a very old man in age, and just get younger and younger and younger while everyone else around him gets older. I really enjoy the film. This is a fantastic release if you have a chance to pick up the Criterion. So number 7 on my list is The Curious Case of Benjamin Button. Number 6 on my list is Fight Club. This was a film that I wasn't a huge fan of. I appreciated it when it first came out. I know that there was some critics that weren't really happy with this film, and I remember I was in film school when this came out, and my screenwriting teacher wasn't happy with this film. He just did not like this film. And I didn't see it in the theater. I saw it after it came out on home video, and it was one that I enjoyed, but the more that I watched it, the more that I love it. And I think it's just one of those films, at least for me, that I had to give multiple viewings. And the more that I've watched this film, the performances in it, Ed Norton, I mean Brad Pitt, Helena Bonham Carter, Meatloaf, there's just so many great people in this film, and I love the performances. It's such a twisted film, and I think it's one of Brad Pitt's best movies. And Edward Norton is just a fantastic actor, and I love Helena Bonham Carter. She's adorable. I don't know what it is about her. I think she's adorable, and she's so great in this one. Everybody is fantastic in this film. So yeah, just a fantastic film. If you haven't seen Fight Club, you definitely need to check it out. So number 6 on my list is Fight Club. Number 5 on my list is Seven. Now, this was Fincher's first film, and I didn't see Seven in the movie theater. I didn't see it until it came out on home video. And I remember my grandmother and I watched this movie. She was really interested to see it, and this movie blows you away. It's unlike any film I had seen at that time. I was 21 when this movie came out, and I just remember I couldn't believe the ending. The ending just shocked me, because I think there just wasn't a lot of movies like this when I was growing up. These movies were so different and so ballsy, and the performances in this are fantastic. I was already a huge fan of Morgan Freeman. This movie made me a fan of Brad Pitt. Of course, before this he had done Legends of the Fall and The River Runs Through It, which are fantastic films, and Thelma and Louise, of course. But this movie made me a fan of him, because I just thought he was fantastic in this. I just love Morgan Freeman in this, and Arlie Ermy, you got Kevin Spacey, even Gwyneth Paltrow was good in the film. Everybody in this film brought their A game, and it is such a dark, dark film. And I love the fact that the city that it takes place in is ambiguous. You don't know it doesn't say what city it's in, and I just love that there's so many references to Seven, that Morgan Freeman's character Somerset is retiring in 7 days. It's the 7 Deadly Sins. There's just things like that just make this film so fantastic. And, there isn't really a lot of horrible gore in it. It's more of what some of these set pieces for the seven Deadly Sins represent. And it's not really what you see. It's just how it's done in terms of the way that the story is told and the way that the script was written, which Andrew Kevin Walker just did a fantastic job. It's just such a dark and dreary film, and it's got so much dread in it. And it's just one of those films that just stays with you. I mean, you cannot get it out of your head. It's a fantastic film. Number 5 on my list of Fincher films is Seven. Number 4 on my list is The Social Network. Now, I saw this film in the theater opening weekend. So part of what really made me relate to this film is the fact that I worked for a startup company for almost 6 years. I don't know, just this whole movie is just so fascinating. And like a lot of people said, oh, it's the Facebook movie. But when I heard that David Fincher was doing this, I knew it was going to be something special. What this film really shows is what greed can do to people. And it really shows, what Mark Zuckerberg did to get to where he was. But Jesse Eisenberg did a fantastic job in this film. I mean, I didn't know much about Mark Zuckerberg before this film, and now it seems like everybody knows more about him because of this film, because he had to come out and say a lot of this film was untrue. And I've been in a startup environment, and once I've seen people change, and I can believe that some of this stuff really happened, and that the falling out between Zuckerberg and Eduardo. I just really believe that really happened. And like I said, this film is fantastic. Yes, it's a story about, the Facebook being created, but it's more a story about friendship and betrayal. And I think that's what makes it so powerful. And again, Fincher's direction and the music by Trent Reznor and Atticus Ross is almost like another character in the movie. It's just fantastic. It's almost like Fincher's sound now, which I love. And I'm so happy that Fincher and them would collaborate on 2 more efforts. But yes, Social Network is a fantastic film. I absolutely love it. It's number 4 on my list of favorite David Fincher films. Number 3 on my list of David Fincher films is Zodiac. Now, I won't go into a lot of detail on this because I did do this as a part of my San Francisco Noir film series, and this was going back to 2012, early 2012. All I can say is Zodiac is very underrated. I don't understand why it didn't do better in the theater. I mean, I know it's a 3-hour film, and some of it is, it's not. I think people went into this thinking it was going to be like Seven. Fincher was known for that film, but that film was fictionalized, telling this is a real event. Of course, some of the situations and the characters have been, either changed or, their relationships were changed in order to keep the narrative interesting. But for the most part, this is a 100% true account of the Zodiac killing. It's just a fantastic film. Everybody in this is great. Mark Ruffalo is fantastic in this. This movie made me a fan of him. You also have Robert Downey Jr. This was one of his comeback movies, and he's fantastic in this as well. And you have Jake Gyllenhaal, who I wasn't a fan of until I saw this film, and I just absolutely loved him in this as Robert Graysmith. He is fantastic. Everybody in this is great. Anthony Edwards. You have Elias Koteas, Donald Locke. I mean, there's fantastic actors. Absolutely wonderful film. Cannot say enough good things about it. Number 3 on my Fincher list. My second favorite David Fincher film of all time is Girl with the Dragon Tattoo. This film blew me away. I did not see the original 3 Swedish films, nor have I read any of the books. But I can just say that this movie is fantastic from frame 1 all the way through to the end. I was glued to this film. I thought Rooney Mara and Daniel Craig were fantastic in it. I also thought that Christopher Plummer is amazing in it as well. I love the way that it's structured. Love the music again. You got Reznor and Atticus Ross. Just fantastic score. I actually think this score is better than the Social Network score. I really love this film. It's a tough film to watch in scenes. There are some scenes that really will disturb you, but I just love the character development in this film. I love the slow burn of the film. I just think it's a beautiful film to watch, and it's one that I cannot get enough of. So number 2 is The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo. And no one can figure out, number 1 on my list of Fincher films is The Game. Now, when I did my San Francisco Film Noir video almost 3 years ago, and I talked about The Game, I didn't have the Criterion Blu-ray. It actually came out later that year, but I picked it up as soon as I could, and this is a fantastic release of the film, and you actually have commentary by not only David Fincher, but also Michael Douglas. Now, the commentary was recorded a while ago. I think it was either recorded for a Laserdisc or for a foreign video release of the film, or a foreign DVD release. But this is a film I never get tired of watching, and it was another one where the first time I watched it, I wasn't crazy about it. It was only on subsequent viewings that I started to really get into it, and I think this film is fantastic. I've heard recently that Fincher's come out saying that he wasn't happy with the ending of the film, and that's where he feels like the film fell apart or something like that. That's fine. I think a director is his own worst critic sometimes, but I think this film is a masterpiece, and I never get tired of watching it. I love the performances, and Michael Douglas is fantastic in this. The fact that he didn't get anything for this, Oscar nod or anything, just makes no sense to me. I think he's just tremendous. I also think Sean Penn, I'm not a huge fan of, but I really liked his... He has a small role in this as Nicholas Van Horton as Michael Douglas's character, but he has a small role in this as Conrad, his brother. And then you also have the late James Rebhorn in it, Deborah Carr Unger, who I also think is fantastic in it. I don't know what it is about this film. I love the fact that it was shot in San Francisco. I love the fact that I was there one night when they were shooting some scenes. I was there. I talked about it in my noir video. But I was there when they were shooting it, and I always remember that. I was like, oh God, I can't wait till that movie comes out, because this is before the internet was big. There was no news about stuff like this, or that I could find. But when that film came out, I was like, I was there when they shot that film. That was just awesome. And I wish I could have seen some of the actors or Fincher, but it was all closed off. But it's just, I just love the story of this. That through this whole film, you don't know if he's being fucked with, or if it's a game, or if he's really being, pursued. I mean, there's just so many cool things about this film. Like I said, I've already done a review of the film. I don't want to go into too many specifics, but check out my noir video on The Game if you're interested, and where I go into more depth about the film. But absolutely love The Game. I've watched it probably over 100 times. I never get tired of it. I love the look of it. I love the feel of it. I love the unknown about it. I love the way the city is utilized in the film. Absolutely fantastic film. So that's it. Just wanted to talk real quick about David Fincher. I know some of those films aren't necessarily horror films, but I'm really looking forward to Gone Girl. Like I said, with that and Annabelle, I plan on doing reviews. I don't know if I'll do them Sunday or Monday, but they will be coming out soon. I also have some other videos that I'm going to be posting this weekend. And I want to say I'm still going through a lot of people's comments on my videos, and I want to say thank you so much for continuing to support my channel. And I will get back to all of you who have made comments on my videos or sent me questions or anything. I plan to answer everybody's questions. It's just that a lot's been going on. I've been kind of busy lately with work and everything, but just know that I won't leave you hanging, and I will get back to you. So again, thanks so much for watching this. Please share your thoughts below on your favorite Fincher film. If your list differs from mine, that's great, but if your list differs from mine, that's fine. I just want to hear what everyone has to say. And again, thanks so much for watching, and stay tuned for some more videos. Thanks so much. Take it easy. Peace.